Hello. Hi, Raquel.
How are you?
I'm great.
Where
Um,
are you? It's sunny.
it's my home.
Nice.
Yeah, today it's sunny, but tomorrow is gonna be, I don't know. But yeah, today is great. And you?
I'm still in Buenos Aires, but I'm flying in a few hours
Oof.
back to Barcelona. No, but like late night.
Ah, okay. No stress.
No stress. No, no. I have my luggage already sorted out.
Yeah.
I did it before the call.
So you are leaving your apartment that you rented?
No, I'm gonna keep it actually because I'm not gonna be abroad so long. I'm not planning to be
Yeah.
outside of Buenos Aires too long. Planning to come back mid-July.
Okay, that's fine then. Feliz.
Yeah.
My dog, my little dog.
Oh,
Mm,
I love doggies.
I. That's okay. All right. Wait. Ah,
Ooh, there is a lot of flowers, true. Back in Europe, it's spring.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's because my dad is working on this area, so that's why it's it's a great garden. Let's see that. Yes. All right, all right. Are you ready for today? I will put the music.
Yes, I'm ready. We can wait like a few minutes so people start joining. Also, I check there is not so much content in this lesson as the lesson I did before, but I think it's good to go like slower.
All right. Mm, I've just done like a strategic nap because during all afternoon I was doing some interview for people to enter in a school. So I was like
Nice.
a judge. It was funny.
I
Um,
mean, I'm Spanish. I'm always for a nap.
the station is live with Raquel. Okay, just put a message. Yesterday I think we were 14, something like this.
Nice.
But I don't know if it's too long or something like this. Because last time we did it during like a month, so two session by week, and so this time we wanted to do it in one shot, just to be focused on it, and yeah, so that's why. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how the girls are following, if they can actually
Yes,
follow the lessons.
yeah, yes. Some of them already completed section one. Yesterday probably they completed to section two. So yeah,
Nice.
like around 10 to 12 or something like this.
That's a good number.
Yeah. Um, okay. Hi.
Hey everyone. I've been following along on the lessons. I did want to just kind of jump in and say, and I apologize if I haven't been on every lesson. I actually started a new job this week, and it's been one thing after another. My work computer didn't work, and then I had to go into the office, and then I had to drive an hour away from my house to go to this on-site. It's been a week. This is actually the first day that I've been able to work from home at a work from home
Oh,
job and not have to wake up at like 5 in the morning. So I apologize if I haven't been here, but I'm really excited for today.
no worries, that's fine. We understand that people also have a life. So no worries. And like I said, every time we are like the program is like each week is kinda independent. So if you are not able to do anything one week, you can catch up another week on another thing, and so no worries about it. All
No,
right.
that's been really great, but it's been like IT sent me instructions on how to set up my computer, and they said you could do it at home. You can't do it at home. Spent 4 hours figuring that out with IT on Monday. So it's just like I said, it's been one thing after another. So I have been playing catch up, but I appreciate it though.
All right. Let's start.
Okay, let's do it. So, yeah, I'm just gonna share everything. Oh, well, most of it is spam, so yeah. Just one moment. Can you see? Okay, that ChatGPT, that remix. Sorry, I'm just having a lot of. Okay, so as in the last session I did, I'm gonna go through actually the code and we are gonna be explaining it with the example. Okay, feel free to ask any question. It's not a problem. So we are gonna continue. Uh, yes, probably. Yeah, I'm not gonna see you, but so we are gonna continue actually from the last lesson, where actually yesterday what you did is you start the found me contract, okay,
Yeah.
and actually you learn also how to import actually a library from Chainlink that it's an oracle, and probably you also learn what oracles are, but
Exactly.
forget. So now that we know what oracles are, and if you don't know, actually, what happens with blockchain is that they are silo environments, so they are not connected with anything outside of the blockchain. No information that we usually will call Web2 information or any API. And the thing is like, if you, for example, want to use data from outside and you want to use, for example, an API, the problem is the API is going to be centralized, and the whole structure of blockchain is to have it like decentralized. So some Oracle providers, as Chainlink, allows you actually to get data from outside of the blockchain in a decentralized way. Okay, so first of all, oh yeah, it's because I'm not using the name. Well, I have prepared a little bit. So what you did yesterday was the function found, that mainly it requires actually to check the value, the minimum USD to found the contract, that the contract is the founding contract. That is what you built yesterday, and you also started with the get price. So you were using Chainlink here, that you were importing the aggregator interface to get the price feed, that it's the price of actually Ethereum. And here you were feeding also like the address of this price feed that you want to check. And you were converting the answer from the oracle, and you were multiplying by 3, 6, and 4, 10, because you were missing. So because the thing what happens is that blockchains, you don't have decimals you as you like probably check like last lesson. So what it does, it works with whole numbers that they have like 18 zeros, so like it's 18 digits. Here you are gonna see it, like it gets very, very big number. So now we are getting this information, and what we need to do actually is to get the conversion rate. Why? And I'm gonna uncomment this function, but we are gonna go slowly through it. So the function get conversion rate is that once you have this amount you want to convert, that it's a public function, it's view, it's not writing anything to the blockchain, and it's gonna return as U to 56. Okay, so the first thing we do is that we get price, where we are calling actually the function that it's interacting with the oracle to get the price of Ethereum. We know that it's Ethereum because of this address. And then what happens is that here I have written a little bit, but we are gonna get its price of 18 digits. Now to convert the price to USD, what we are gonna do is like we are gonna put the is amount, and we are gonna multiply for the price of that is in dollars. What happened? What happens is that we are having 18 digit multiplied for another 18 digits, when it's gonna give us this huge number. Therefore, what we have to do is remove all the extra zeros at the end that we don't need. So we are removing again 18. I'm just dividing it because then it's way easier to read. We are gonna divide it like these 18 digits. That is how it works. Okay, in doing this conversion rate, thanks to the price that we are getting from the oracle, that we did it in the last session, we are gonna get the amount in USD from ETH, and it's what we are gonna return. Now that I have uncommented the get conversion rate, actually we can see that when we are calling the function found to send actually some amount of ETH to our contract, that the contract is found me, what we get actually is that we call the get conversion rate, that it's getting the price from get price, that it's getting the value of 1 ETH through the oracle, and we are calculating the amount in USD of that ETH. And we are sending the MSG value, that it's mainly here when we have compiled the found me and we have deployed it. I'm gonna use the injected provider. Why I'm gonna use the injected provider and not, for example, the Remix VM? It's easy. It's that we are actually interacting with a contract, the aggregator V3 interface, that is outside the virtual machine of Remix. This contract is deployed actually in the testnet in here. It's in Sepolia network. Therefore, if I would want to use the Remix VM, it will have no idea who aggregator V3 interface is. So we need actually to deploy it to the testnet. I'm gonna do it. Why, one moment. What I'm actually deploying found me. Okay, I'm gonna read the error. Just one moment, because before I was doing weird stuff and I seen that Remix got a little bit crazy.
All good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna reload everything so it gets clean. As you see, I'm not losing when I'm reloading. I'm not losing my contracts. It's still here, okay? Ignore that. So we have the found function that is interacting with the get conversion rate, who is interacting with the get price, that is interacting with the oracle. So now I'm gonna compile it. I'm gonna check, yes, it's perfect. And now I'm gonna deploy. Okay, I was doing it in Remix. I want the injected one. Still in Remix, I want the injected one. I'm in test. Why is not changing? Here it says Sepolia network, but it's a little bit locked. Let me try check. Okay, Now, here again, as we explained in the previous sections, we see that we want to deploy our contract to the Sepolia network, that it's a testnet. So actually, we are going to spend some gas, some Ethereum, that is the token used for gas in the Ethereum network. And here is the data of our contract we are going to deploy in the network in bytecode. So I confirm it. Here I can see actually it's getting deployed. Here I have the pending deployment. Here you can see how it's progressing. Okay, so it has been deployed. So I can view in the block explorer, and soon it's gonna get indexed in SRScan, that it's an indexer system that actually calls information from the blockchain so we can check it. Here I can see it has deployed, and this is our contract address. That if I check like ends in 32, and I check here, for example, my deploy contracts, it's also like ending in 32, it's the same address. So now when I want to call found, actually I have to give a value in Way. So you have like Way, Gway, and Ether, so it's different amounts. And now, first of all, I'm gonna send only 100 Way, that is not gonna be enough as 5. Oh, okay, I was forgetting something, okay? Well, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't know what happens if I click. Probably it's gonna fail. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna cancel the transaction because it's not correctly. So one thing I was doing here all the time, for example, is that I was working with big numbers. Okay, so with 18 digits numbers, because we don't have decimals in Solidity. But here I was just putting minimum USD is 5, but that is not gonna get correct because it needs to be 18 numbers. How can I actually change these 5 to 18 numbers? Well, I could actually multiply it, just like for 18, those. I could just multiply it and would be okay. I could do also, that will be one option. I could also do like 1 exponential 18, or I can directly do 5 exponential 18. And then we will be working with 18-digit number that is gonna work better with our system. If not, 5, it will be like, if I only put 5, what it's gonna understand, it will be like, it will be this number, okay? And that, of course, is not $5. So now I'm gonna fund it. Okay, it's gonna ask me to transaction request, and I'm gonna confirm it. Okay, get price. Here is the price, actually, of ETH. And if I want to convert one amount of ETH also to 1 Ethereum, that is from the previous section, I will get that the price is 2,548. Okay, so indeed, like 100 Way, it's more than $5. But if I put only 10 and I to deploy, I'm gonna get actually a gas estimation failed. Why? Because actually even this transaction is gonna revert because 10 Way it's smaller than $5, and therefore I'm not fulfilling the requirement of minimum deposit of $5. I'm gonna actually spend the gas of the transaction, so it's gonna have a cost for me. Thankfully, it's smart enough to actually tell me the gas estimation failed. Therefore, this transaction is gonna get reverted because I'm not gonna fulfill our requirement, and it's asking me if I really want to send the transaction or I want to cancel the transaction. I'm gonna cancel the transaction since it's not gonna go through, it's gonna get reverted. And why it's gonna get reverted? Well, because actually Solidity, it's a sequential language. So what it does, it's okay, it calls the contract, it reads the fourth line, it reads the next line, and it doesn't fail until this fulfillment is not accomplished. So it's gonna try the required, it's gonna call the get conversion rate, it's gonna get the price from is, it's gonna get the conversion, all that computation, it has a gas cost. And at the end, it's gonna check that actually it's not bigger than our minimum USD, and therefore it's gonna revert the transaction, it's gonna not get executed. But all the computational cost of executing this contract, I'm gonna have to pay the gas anyway. Thankfully, it allows us, it makes the pre-calculation and allows us actually to cancel it. Okay, we have get the price, the price. Now we should continue, but if we check, actually our contract, our FundMe contract, is getting a little bit dirty in the sense that get price and get conversion rate actually are functions that we are gonna reuse, and maybe not only for this contract, we can reuse it for many contracts. Therefore, what we are gonna do now is to create a library. So how libraries work actually and I have it here, priceconverter.sol, how libraries work actually in Solidity, it's very, very, very similar to how contracts work. So we have actually to add the license, we have to add what version of Solidity we are working. Since we are gonna work with aggregator V3 interface contract from Chainlink, we have also to import it. The difference is that actually we are calling that it's a library. If we check actually our functions here, in get price function in our fundme.sol contract, we check that we were calling that functions public. But in libraries, all the functions needs to be internal. I remember in the last session I did, we were actually talking about the difference from internal functions or private, and internal functions can be called from other contracts, and that will be the difference from private. So these functions can only be called from another contract, cannot be called directly. I could not create a transaction directly and interact with get price. It's necessary that another contract is calling get price function from the library. There is any question so far with this?
I don't think so.
Okay, so then yes.
All good.
Okay, so if we check, the function is the same. The only thing we have changed is that it's internal. If I want to put public, it's not gonna complain, but it's not compatible with a library. Okay, so you have to have that in mind. We have added our conversion rate, and now what we are doing is like we have the other contract. I have not changed something, so you are seeing now some errors. And the thing is now I'm going to import the library I have in the same folder, price converter, that importing it like this is going to import all the function inside of the library. We also talked in the last session, but just to make some kind of memory exercise, that what I could do also, it's like import, oh, why it's not, just one moment.
Question.
Yes.
Library use only internal function.
Yes, it's only internal functions. That is the difference. Since actually you should not be capable to call the library directly. From priceconverted.sol.
She thank you.
Get price. Yes, and another difference also, like if you see, actually it's complaining. So I need to, because since our internals, I need to import all the function. That's something actually I didn't know, so don't listen to me. Okay, another detail also that now we are gonna see. Ignore that for now. Okay, it's like, okay, I have imported price converter. I know that I have the function inside like the get conversion rate. The problem is before using get conversion rate, I have actually to declare it that price converter, it's actually a U in 2055. Oh my God, this number today, it's hard. I have to declare it like that so knows how to interact with it, what type it's gonna be using this library. And next, that's not necessary, ignore it. That's not necessary. I'm gonna delete it directly. You will see it in the next session. So now I'm having a problem that, okay, yes, it's just complaining. Now I'm having the problem that it's saying that get conversion rate from the message value, that it was the one that I was introducing manually here, is not capable to understand it. Why? Because actually how it works is that I will need actually to call that the value, the message value, dot get conversion rate, and it's the one I will be sending to the library. And how that works, actually how it's gonna work is that this value, so if I check the get converted rate and I go back to the library, I can see that get converted rate actually is asking me for one argument. Why then here I'm not introducing any argument? Because to call a library, you are gonna add the message value similar to a class. Okay, so this value is gonna be the one, the first value in the function. Imagine, for example, that here I will have also another variable, another argument, sorry. I will have another argument, and that is, I don't know, whatever, is price. Okay. Therefore, then what I would do is that I will add is price here. Oh, I'm using too many is price. So then I will add is price here, a variable, and MSG value would be the first argument, and the second argument will be is price. Okay, so if a function from a library has more than one argument, you have to know that the first argument it's introduced manually for the MSG value. So it acts like a class type actually. Okay, in this case we don't have it, so I'm gonna delete this. And now in the restance, actually when I'm introducing it. Okay, next step in our contract is, okay, now we have a fund me contract, but more than one people can found this contract. It's like several, like it's more, and anyone actually, it's a public contract, anyone can call it and actually become a founder. And how we are gonna control who has found the contract, what we are gonna do, it's first of all, create a variable that it's an array of addresses that we are gonna call founders. Okay, and after we are gonna have a mapping that it's mapping these addresses with the amount they have found. Okay, that we are gonna call address to amount founded. One nice thing here actually is that we can give name to the key and to the value of a mapping. So what I will do is like address founder, it's UN amount found. This is just like sugary structure. So actually we know what we are doing, and after it's way more readable. So I will use add founder, its amount found, its address to amount founders. With that, now once we have executed the transaction, and remember that it's sequential, so if it gets to this line, it means that this line it has went through. We will add the value we were introducing with the MSG sender, and we will add it to the amount that already has. So Solidity, you can do the plus equal as in many other languages, that the plus equals, it's the same as address amount founded. It's equal to the address amount founded, that is the value already has founded, plus the value, the new value introduced. Once we have done that, we will push the founder into our array. That is the previous section. That's actually, okay. We are not gonna touch anything so far. Now we are gonna debug it. Okay, so remember you have to compile it again. Okay, because we have made changes to the code. So we need to recompile it and we have to deploy it again. So I'm gonna delete the last deployment and I'm gonna deploy it again. Just one moment. Injected. No value. Deploy. I'm gonna wait. Okay, our contract has been deployed again, and you check the address of the contract is different. So now if I want to check, and now if you see, I don't have here the previous functions from get price. So I have like address to amount founded, and I have the founders. So remember that founders, it's an array of addresses. So if I want to check the first element, there is nothing. Okay, now I'm gonna found. Okay, get reverted, because why? I have forgotten to add some value, and now I'm gonna found the contract. So I'm sending some ease to the contract if it wants. Okay.
Let's be patient.
Yeah, that's not my best quality. No, I have checked that. Actually, that's my mistake. Okay, that because of that I was not working before. It's something I have checked. Like if you see, when I tried to deploy actually with some value, I got an error message, and it was giving me the option of send a transaction anyway or cancel the transaction. Okay, because I don't have patience and I just close it in the cross. Now the transaction is stuck, it's completely stuck. So probably I will need to wait some time until, okay, I'm gonna reload anyway. Yeah, it's gonna get some time until it has a timeout. And then it's gonna, it's gonna go through. The problem is that here was all okay. Yes, here it's all okay. Okay, I'm gonna compile it. So what I did as before was just I'm gonna check everything it's safe. Yes. Now I check I don't have any value. I add injected, and now I deploy again. So actually, probably it's some problem of Remix that if I don't cancel transaction or I don't click on send transaction, it gets stuck. Okay. If it happens, you just reload. You're gonna have to deploy again, but remember it's testnet, so it's okay. So now I can add some value, like I check, no founders so far. I add 100 way, and I'm gonna found. Gas estimation failed. So here I have to cancel transaction. If I only close through the cross, it's gonna get stuck. Why it's not enough? Let me check just one moment the price converter if all the zeros are okay. Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna add another. So it should go through. Gas estimation error following message. See below. Also, as you see, I have not deployed the library. Libraries don't need to be deployed. Missing revert data estimated gas null from cancel transaction. Get versions 4 minimum on USD it's 5. So now that from all that, for example, if okay, I don't like this minimum amount, I'm gonna do E18, okay. Compile. I have to redeploy. Remember to don't have anything here. Confirm transaction. Now I'm gonna wait. Get version 4, minimum on 500, it's okay. And if I add value 1000 way, found, it's reverting. Okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong with the imported library, or there is an error. Just let me check if I have to price converter, compile price converter to solve. It should be okay, like you don't need to deploy it. Why it's okay? It's seeing that my balance of, okay, that's the balance of funme dot. Get version 4 minimum one, it's okay. Anyway, keyway. I'm always getting confused. What is Solen way? Is the smaller one or the biggest one?
The biggest one is like a Gwei, no?
Yeah, way is biggest. So I'm just copy the minimum amount. Okay, and now go through it. It was just the amount was not enough. So what I'm sending here, I can check. Here it's my transaction cost, but virtual money. And I'm gonna send, oh, my -5 Sepolia is. So I'm gonna cancel because it's a lot. So probably here, the problem we are having is with price converter with this minimum amount. Maybe price converter. Here I think it's okay. What's the difference? I'm gonna redeploy the previous one. Found me, compile to check the minimum amount. Found me contracts, deploy, cancel, no, cancel transaction because I have this. Now I can deploy, confirm. That is the new one. Minimum amount. No, it's the same amount. Okay, it's not doing the conversion right. So now if I want to add 100 way, should go through. Oh no. Okay, then it's what it is. I close with the cross, right? Oh,
No, you could just cancel, I guess. I remember.
okay. then it's just getting, again, I have very little patience, and you have like smart contracts, like blockchains are not the fastest system, so you have to have some patience with it. I'm just gonna deploy. That was fast. Minimum amount. I'm gonna copy. Thanks God I don't have way Ether. I'm gonna ask actually Ethereum way G way just to clarify. So one way is one. Okay, yes, way is the smallest one. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna introduce the minimum value, and now I'm gonna found. Okay, that's the live. Okay, found minutes of value data. Why? Minimum get version. Find me contract. What contract time? It's this one. Compile. Estimate get gas. Find me deploy. Get version. It's buyable. I'm gonna redeploy. Zero way. Find me to deploy. Okay, it's not injected one. So no Oracle was not working. Oh my God.
Just as a detail.
Just a detail. I have commented before, but
Yeah.
it's just like all the details that you have to consider, and sometimes you're stuck. Um, we all do. And it's like, okay, why is not working? Of course, there is no Oracle in the Remix VM. And it was like, and as you see, like it was instantaneous because it's a local one, minimum amount, it's this amount, get version 4, okay, it's working. I'm gonna add the minimum amount of way, and now I'm gonna found probably it's saying -5.
I can send you yours.
I have a lot of it, but no,
Okay.
probably it's saying -5 because I think I have configured MetaMask in dollars. Like you can ask in what to see the value, and I have it in dollars. Okay, the transaction has went through. So now if I check the array of founders, 0, I see my address. Okay, and if I add my address that is here in the MetaMask, I can copy paste it. If I add my address, I can see the amount I have funded. Okay.
I'm coming back.
Ah,
I
yes.
said I'm
So,
coming back in 1 minute.
okay, yes, sure. Now that's the problem. I have sent ETH to a contract. Actually, I cannot take out my money anymore. So what we will need is actually a withdraw function, okay? That, well, we are gonna do it a little bit. The only owner doesn't apply for us, okay? So the withdraw function, actually what it's gonna allow us is to transfer the money back to us. Why? Because now I have sent the function, but this contract has no other function to, from the contract, send money out. So we declare the function, withdraw public, so anyone can call it. And we are gonna do actually a for loop, okay? So for loops work as in any language. So it just goes through the elements and you have the indexes. So when you declare the for loop, you declare the starting index, the ending index, and the step amount. So in our for loop, we are going to declare the UN 2256. It's the founder index, and we start from 0. After, we will end when the length of our founder index, it's when the founder index is bigger than our founders array length. And here it's the founder index plus plus 1, that is the same as adding 1 each time. So we declare an address that it's founder, and we check founder index. Why? Because here we are gonna store the address from the array in the index we are. After, we are gonna ask the amount that it's a mapping, the address to amount founded, and we are gonna give our address in that index, and we are gonna reset the amount to 0. And after, what we are gonna do actually, it's reset the array. So we will take our array of founders, and actually we have used new before to create a new blank arrays, etc. But if you take an array that already exists and you create new address 0, actually what it does is just resets the array. We are going to deploy this example. We have to compile again. We make sure that we are injected, and let's deploy. Okay, confirm. It's a new contract, so if I check founder zeros, there is nothing. So I have to found again minimum amount value in way found. It's gonna ask me to confirm. Okay, now when I ask founders again with 0, I see my address, and if I copy paste my address here, I can see the amount I have founded. I could found again, but I have no amount here. Found, confirm. It's still pending. Okay, it has went through, so it's giving me the Sepolia scan. I check the same, and I see that it's the double of amount, so we have added this value. But actually, if I'm seeing, and that is how our function is done, that we should not working like that, but we are gonna ignore it. If I go to the second position of the array, I still see my address. The amount is being like sorted out correctly, but it's just every time I'm founding, it's just storing the address again. That should not work like that, but it's another story. Okay, and now I want to withdraw my amount. So I'm gonna click withdraw. It's gonna ask me the transaction. I'm gonna confirm it. Okay. It's pending. Okay, it has changed information inside of the contract, but it has not executed the transaction. So now if I go actually to founders 1, founders 0, error execution reverted because there is nothing. And if I check this address, the amount is 0. But I have not recovered my money because I have updated actually all the information, but I have not built the transaction. Transaction, actually, you will see it how to structure it tomorrow, because there is a lot of details as a type of transaction that it's payable, that it's very similar as when you were doing it to found. Here, address to amount founded. It was payable, so you have this value. okay? But now, when you, and tomorrow one of my colleagues is going to explain it, it's going to explain you actually how to build
A colleague.
a transaction. Yeah, colleague, yeah. She's going to explain you like how it's going to build like the transaction inside of the function from inside of the contract. So for us, we are going to stop here today. Actually, seeing that it was nice, we have 10 minutes. We can do the quiz if the girls want. Let me open the chat so I can see the comments. Oh, I have not checked if there is libraries use only internal functions. Yes, it does, Solen. So let's do the quiz. Do you want, girls? Okay, we will go slowly. So, which Solidity keyword specifies that a function can only be called by another contract or wallet and not within the same contract? I give 10 seconds. You can write it in the chat. Okay, yes, see, exactly. It's what we were calling that internal cannot be called public, so cannot be called directly to the library. As you notice, we have not deployed the library at all, so cannot be public. Private, the problem is that can only be called from the same contract, not from other contracts. So that's the main difference. External. Oh, why? If I go to my library, it's internal view. Okay, I will have to check that. I think it's gonna be homework. There is some explanation. Okay, what's like keywords
No,
to say the
they
function
don't
can
put
only
it.
be called by another contract or wallet are not within the same contract.
I would say internal too.
Okay. Just one thing. A contract, not a library. So I misread the question. I was thinking in libraries, and then in a library it has to be internal. So if it's internal, it can only be called from inside the contract or from another contract. But if cannot be called from inside the contract or wallet, needs to be external. And we are talking about contracts that is not the same as libraries. Okay? What type is casting in Solidity? Okay, let's check C. Okay, it's converting a value from another data type to another. Perfect. Let's get the next question. Why it is important to multiply before dividing in Solidity to maintain precision, and how does this affect calculation? Okay, someone say C. Yes, and now when we finish the quiz, I will do very, very fast the safe math part. So we also talk about how it's handling overflows. Yes. What does the global variable MSG sender represents? The sender of the current message or transaction, the contract address where the transaction originates, the current block number, or the receiver of the current message or transaction. B. The sender of the current message or transaction. Okay, here we are going to explain it. Okay, so MSG sender represents who is calling the contract. So in my case, since I'm signing the contract from my wallet, the MetaMask wallet, that is the MSG sender. Okay? That maybe it's not the address it's going to interact, etc. It's who is paying actually the gas. What is the primary purpose of creating the library in Solidity? D. Yes. What is the significance of the unchecked keyword in Solidity? Okay, you cannot answer this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the part of the explainer contracts. Okay, and I'm gonna explain safe mask tester very, very fast. So we have talked about the different version of Solidity. Here, for example, I have put the 6.0. So I'm gonna compile. It's gonna change my Solidity automatically. And I'm gonna remove that since we are not gonna use it. And I'm gonna deploy it. Okay, well, we could do it. We don't need to deploy. I could use like the Remix VM actually here. But well, actually it's what I'm gonna do. Remix VM, deploy, it's this one. Okay, here, for example, I have a big number, okay, it's a uint 8, so that's the biggest number it can have. So from 6 from before, all the variables were unchecked. So what that means? So if I check big number, I have 255. Okay, so when I add 1 to 1, what it's gonna happen, it's like it goes back to 0. Why? Because what it's gonna happen is that it's gonna overflow or underflow. It will happen the same with 0, and I want to rest 1. It's gonna go to 255, because what happens is that the maximum number it can handle 8-bit variable, it's 255, and when it's gonna try to add 1, it's gonna just go to the beginning. So that is an overflow. That is what was happening actually in Pragma, like in this version or before. Okay, now if I want to check the version 8, I compile it, okay, and I deploy it. Here I have big number, and when I try to add 1, actually it's not gonna allow me. Why it's not gonna allow me? Because it's gonna see that that is not gonna go through. Okay, it's gonna see that actually what I want is 260, but what I'm gonna get is 0. So it prevents me to execute this. That means that I cannot do it. No, actually I can do it, and what I could do is declare it unchecked. Okay, what means unchecked is that it's not gonna check actually the format. Okay, so now I deploy this version, and I think it's this one, big number. Yeah, so it went through. Okay, I don't know if it's the first one or, yeah, no, it was the other one. So this one, even I'm using the Solidity, version of Solidity above 8 or above. If I add the unchecked, it's not gonna check if I'm actually handling correctly the type. Okay, if I have by default is a checked types. Okay, so a big number, it does not allow me. Why then the unchecked exists? The unchecked exists actually because if you're like super sure that actually all the masks in your contract are not gonna overflow ever, then if you add an unchecked, it's a little bit more gas efficient. That's the only reason. So at beginning level, it's something you should not worry about. And before that, before like version 8, like version 6, etc., What you would use is some libraries, for example, from Open Zeppelin, that it was a safe math libraries that would handle the overflow for you. Okay, so now the question, what is the significance of the unchecked keyword in Solidity? Okay, it's here. It allows developers to bypass the built-in overflow checks. Yes. So it's what we were talking, like it allows you to don't do the overflow check. So improve gas efficiency, but increases the risk, of course. Which of the following in Solidity code snippets would cause an overflow error if executed? D, exactly, it's just the case we have just C. And the last question, when using a for loop to iterate through an array, how do you access the current element being processed during each iteration? Use the value keyword to access the element, use the iterator variable as an index to access the array element, use the current keyword to access the element, or access the element directly without an index. B. I think so too. Yeah. Okay, girls. That is the scope of today's class. Feel free to ask any question or any question maybe you have follow like find while studying. I don't know. Well, we are on time actually. So step sharing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm checking something. Uh, so yeah, feel free to complete section 3, in fact, um, for tomorrow. And yeah, I'm gonna put the recording session on YouTube, and then all good. Thanks a lot for all your explanation. You are pretty clear when you talk when you talk, so that's pretty nice for everyone. Don't hesitate if you have question to put it on Solidity channel on our Telegram, and then yeah, Larissa, you are going to London, right?
Yes,
When?
I think when 2023.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, nice. So I know
Yeah.
Gwen is already on the plane to go there, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, probably you're gonna create a team together.
Yes, yes, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you will be 3 or 4 from Dev to Back officially, as because some of you got stuck with a visa process as usual.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the same situation.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, because I need to demand, I don't know, to do I don't know, how can I say this? I need to do a ETA,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. STA. Yeah.
Yeah.
ETA.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Um, so I know also two other women from Shify and Creator First. So, both are from United States, I guess, or one from Turkey and one from United States. So yes, I guess you're gonna do something together. So you will be not alone, no worries. And it's always a good vibe to. Uh, I have a meeting. I need to go. Hey, yes,
Okay.
I'm coming. I'm coming in 1 minute. Yes, I have 4 meeting right now. Yes. So thank you very much for
Thank
Thank you,
you very
everything,
girls.
much.
and
Well,
see you tomorrow. Don't forget to complete your
bye bye. Thank you.
Chus.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Raquel.